Hey everybody, MBG here today with a look at White Dwarf 48. Now, of course, this is kind of an in-between issue of sorts because, it's the holidays and we got New Year's coming up, so it doesn't look like there's going to be any releases for that either. But if you've seen the leaks already, you can check them out back on the Spiky Bits blog. There's going to be a new Vermin Lord that comes out, I guess basically the first week of January, not like the half week kind of thing. And from what we're seeing today, it looks like there's going to be a whole bunch of tons of new stuff. We got Necrons coming out, a Blood Angels box set. Looks like Harlequins maybe in February. Now it's just getting crazy. So exciting times indeed. It's always cool when there's a release every other week, except for around the holidays. But this White Dwarf is actually pretty cool. I mean, if you're looking for hobby content and paint splatter articles or like the sprues and glue article, you're not going to find that in here. But what you will find in here is some free content and just kind of like a year in review kind of thing, which I thought was pretty neat because let's be honest, this has been, if you're into the hobby, pretty much an unparalleled year as far as releases and acceleration of the schedule, and just a lot of stuff happened this year that we've never seen before, like Blood Angels or a release in general in December. We never saw that before. Sure, we've seen some hobby stuff, but we never really saw a full-on release. So that was really interesting to see. And then looking back through the other months of the year, it was kind of cool to see what came out when, and the White Dwarf team just kind of gave their little opinion about what came out and how it kind of had to do with that time period too. So that was really neat to see. Now, like I said, the new Cities of Death cards are in here. Well, they're not new. They're the ones that came with the first Shield of Ball book, the Leviathan. So it's cool because let's just flip to those. So they're really nice. I mean, they're not the same thing you're gonna buy out of the little box set, but they're not flimsy, they're not going to fall apart immediately either. And upon seeing this, I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, dang, why doesn't Games Workshop, they come out with those cards, right? When like the Blood Angels, cards, they come out and they get sold out, and then they sell for a lot on eBay, and maybe people wanted them, so maybe wait a couple months, maybe wait like 6 months. And put them in the White Dwarf. You have a slow week. You have an in-between week. Boom. Hey, get your Blood Angels cards. Get your Necron cards. Get your Space Marine cards. Get your Dark Angel card or Dark Eldar cards. Whatever. That'd be pretty cool, right? Because people that bought them already bought them, and it's not like you're losing money. You're basically reselling content that you already kind of sold, but you're kind of doing it as a bonus for them. It looks good, and people are like, oh dang, that's really nice of them. So first up in this issue, some new Forge World stuff, which we've actually already seen both of these already. But I guess with their schedule and the GW White Dwarf magazine schedule, it kind of doesn't link up sometimes. So here's the year in review I was talking about. So it kind of gets into all the stuff. February, the shortest month of the year, the Dwarfs came out. Didn't think about that. It's almost like they have this little like TV channel lineup, like this TV guide, and they're like, okay, we're gonna come up with this month, this month. Somehow manage to keep it secret from like everybody because they got to put this stuff in warehouses 3-4 months out. They have to basically ship it to the States, get it warehoused, have it ready to go, forecast their numbers, project it, things like that. It's actually rather hard to do from a logistics standpoint. So, I kind of feel where Games Workshop's coming from as far as some of that stuff goes. But, definitely knowing in advance kind of when some of this stuff would come, I think people would be able to save their money a little bit more. But then again, that's not exactly the hobby we're in, is it? So it's this really weird relationship of what is the business model, what's the most effective way to execute that business model, and still keep everybody happy. But that's never going to happen, right? So it was just kind of really interesting. I really like this. I really like this feature in here, and I hope we see more of this, like maybe next year. Then there was, like I said, a couple of Cities of Death missions that were originally in. The cards were in there. These are actually White Dwarf exclusives, so that was pretty cool to see. Love exclusive content. Some end times kind of stuff about the Beastmen themselves. Then we get into a new mini game called the Canyon of Death, because the Skies of Death, Death from Above, all sorts of deaths and skies have already pretty much been taken. So now we've got the Canyon of Death. Okay. Honestly, I skipped this part because the deck cards thing is not really doing it for me. Maybe print some, maybe print some of these sweet cards out for us to use with the game that you're trying to give us. Not, hey, here's a 52 deck card deck. Use this. What's the point, right? Give us something that we can use in our hobby and in our games. So, also, like I said, it's as far as content goes, hobby content, not a whole lot in here. But in the back, they're doing a vote for Minister of the Year. So obviously, if I had to guess, I would say it's down to Nagash or the Imperial Knight. But hey, I've definitely been wrong before, right? So Blood Angels are definitely cool. Glocken's cool. I'm not sure about any of these guys here. I mean, I definitely like the new Orc stuff, but who knows? The big spoiler for next week, of course, is already kind of come and went. They Came From Below looks to be some Skaven type stuff, so it looks like we might get an End Times book called Thankful coming out. I guess in the next couple of weeks, along with a new Blood Angels bigger army box, and then we'll see Necrons towards the end of the month as well. So, pretty interesting, stuff going on. This was definitely a nice chronicle of the year that I think, if you're into the hobby that much, it's definitely worth picking up. But as far as actual hobby content, not so good. Maybe save your money for next week, kind of see what we get there, right? So that's about it for this one, guys. Make sure you stay in the trenches, subscribe to this YouTube channel, check out the blog, spikybitsblog.com, and listen to our podcast, forgenarrative.com.